Hello Capricorns, and welcome back to Deku Tarot and to your love reading for December 2019. This is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Do check out your monthlies for your Sun, Moon, and Rising. And I do recommend checking out your love reading for your Venus sign. If it doesn't resonate, guys, the messages aren't for you. And you can actually book a private reading with all the information below. I am taking half off of any 20-minute or longer readings for the remainder of 2019. So again, all that information is right below this video on how to book a reading. You can also get one as a gift for somebody. Let's get right into your reading here, Capricorn. I'm shuffling up the Morgan Greer, but I do feel that we're going to be using a couple other decks for you, or at least one other. We're going to see what's going on for love for you. There's a lot of planets in your sign right now, as you're probably very well aware of. Probably been hearing a lot about it and feeling it. Jupiter did just go into your sign, and it will remain there for the next year. So, and Jupiter is the planet of, good fortune, abundance, but in your sign, much like you have to put in the work to get the rewards. You have to be responsible. You got to step up to the plate. And you're going to be fine with it, no worries. But it will test you. And we talked a lot about that in your general reading. So let's see what's going on with love, though, for you. What is your general energy towards love right now? What's your goals and your focus? All right, one card at a time, please. One card at a time. Interesting. Okay. We're going to have to look a little deeper at that, I think. You know what? Let's get one more card, actually, before we start talking. And I think you guys could use a little bit of silence. It's been busy, hasn't it? It's like suddenly, when Jupiter went into your sign, it feels like a switch got flicked on and everything started moving at once. Oof, yeah, okay. It's interesting because you want to be in this energy, and yet you're also kind of tired, aren't you? Your energy this month, though, towards love, your energy is King of Wands. You are ready to step up to the plate. You're ready to communicate. It's interesting because it's not the King of Pentacles. He showed up behind a couple of cards, but we'll see if he comes out in this reading. But I do feel that there is this need to step up to the plate with you. I know I keep saying that, but there's just a lot of great energy towards expressing yourself in terms of love. You're also demanding and commanding a lot of respect here. You're really trying to, I don't know, it just feels like you're in a really great place to communicate and really showcase how you feel about somebody or about, again, a relationship. You're really working through a lot of stuff and you're coming out very strong. You're really in a place to display your true strength and communicate from a really true and confident place this month in terms of love. There's also, again, the King of Rods, a lot of passion wrapped up in there, all that fiery energy that, we can kind of associate with Leos. Because it's a very matured fire energy, but it is very, the spotlight's on me. It's my decisions. What do I want? Where am I going? And it's, again, you're just showing up really strong, very confident, very, like a leveled up kind of energy. Your focus and goals are kind of interesting. You get the Hermit and the Eight of Wands. So that's quite contradictory energy, if I may say so myself. The Hermit wants to go within, and it wants to take a step back from everything that's going on and really evaluate, analyze, where we're at, where we're headed, and see what we can kind of learn from this process right now. So when the Hermit's coming up here next to the Eight of Wands, it's interesting because you have this desire to go inward, but, there's a lot of things going on and a lot of pushing you forwards. It feels like you're kind of like, whoa, 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 this is all going really fast, and I might need to slow down a little bit and like analyze this, you know, much like an earth sign, and really make sure that we're doing things at our best and that I'm in my best, you know, place here. You know, I really got to work through this stuff because, again, there's a lot of tough energies being brought up, and I highly recommend going to watch the Gemini full moon video because the first 5 minutes of it or so, I talk about the astrology and, you know, a lot of this stuff that's coming up in your energy and in your sign. That's kind of like this really intense clearing out for everybody. It's really like, you know, facing our toxic demons that we're holding on to, and it's a tough energy to get through. So go check that out if you are kind of feeling a little bit blocked and in that energy still. I do think that that's going to really break through again on and after that Gemini full moon. But there is this, again, yeah, there's a really push and pull energy to you and what you want this month in terms of love, where you're at, you know, what you want, kind of coming in and like really just throwing you, you know, it's like just pushing you forward, and you're like, whoa, 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 okay, but like I need to do this at my own pace. Let's take a step back here. Not that it's bad, I mean, it's good, but there is, again, yeah, that push and pull of wait, like trying to dig your heels into the ground, like not in a terrible way, but just to slow it down a little bit. Not that you don't want this, but let me get used to it. Let me, you know, dip my toes into the water a little bit first. So let's check this out here. Let's see how this month plays out here. Ooh. Not surprised to see you like that. Yeah, there's a real serious energy about you. And that's why I'm saying, you know, I keep saying you're stepping up to the plate in a lot of areas of life, though. You know, there's a lot of energy in your sign, and it's bringing you to bigger and better heights and to a more mature and developed perspective on things. Things are proceeding quite nicely for you in other areas, if not testing you a little bit. But there's a great sense of working through some barriers in a love life situation here. And I'll show you the cards in a second. And we'll probably continue to pull some. But it just feels very much, you know, Nine of Wands, Page of Cups, and then the Emperor. To me, it feels, you know, the Page of Cups is that essence of water sign. It's that essence of, this is how I feel, and I'm coming to you. And it's very much about, you know, we're in our feelings here in a very natural sort of way. And that really combats this Nine of Wands, which for me often talks a lot about our boundaries and our defensiveness to all this. So, and it's coming right after that Eight of Wands. So, I mean, just look at how this looks here. It's like the Eight of Wands is running into him here. And he's like, whoa, 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 stop. And against all that energy, again, you have the Page of Cups after that, and then the Hierophant. And that's really, really lovely. That is kind of, it feels to me like a release of our boundaries. We understand, you know, what we can do and what we can't do, what is good for us now, what isn't, what is good to let in, and where it's good to kind of restructure our boundaries in terms of a love life situation, a relationship. If we want to get to a more serious place, we have to be willing to compromise, it feels like. We have to be willing to also compromise in terms of allowing ourselves to feel and to feel vulnerable in love instead of so, I don't know, locked in a box about it. It feels, you know, we've been maybe a little bit stuffy about it, but there's a really loosening up, lightening up energy here in terms of it's okay to let your guard down and be yourself. And I think you guys need to hear that this month. The Star. Oh, let me just fix that. The Star comes up here, and then the Page of Pentacles. There's a lot of page energy here. There's really, great starting energy. When there's a lot of pages for me, that's the start of something that has the energy that's been, cooking up here. There's a new beginning here about feelings, about moving forward in a more solid, stable direction. This doesn't just have the feelings, it has solidarity, it has solidity to it, something stable. And yet also an essence of just very dreamlike, we're getting there kind of quality. When that, we could also be dealing with an Aquarius, that could be a thing here. But the star is very much, saying the universe has your back here. There's a lot of really beautiful cosmic energies behind this that are really balancing, healing relationships. Again, at its basic level, the star talks about healing, about coming into a better sense of a more healthy relationship. And for me, I do feel like we're making healthier boundaries for healthier relationships, if that makes any sense. Just looking at these cards here, to me, that's what it kind of really speaks about. There's this really transcendent, it feels like, moment that we're stepping into, or an energy that we're stepping into as we enter 2020 with all this energy in our sign, all this Capricornian influence, that it's really, it's all first house. Especially if you're a Capricorn sun, depending, again, you have to check where that is for you. You don't always Capricorn sun, that's first house. Depends on, again, your rising sign, etc. Well, not etc., but just go check that out. You'll know what I'm talking about. Anyways, Queen of Wands here comes in at the very end. And she always has like a kind of spicy energy for me, especially in terms of love. She's kind of coy and spicy and fun. And we have options, it feels like, if you've been single. But we have to allow ourselves to be okay with having options, to be okay with opening up emotionally, to be okay with letting people see who we really are if we really want a true and, again, transcendent relationship. The relationship we're looking for is there to come in, that one that we're looking for, traditional and magical and all that good stuff. It's all that magical energy, but it's also that earthy energy of, that basic earthy quality of, this is fixed, this is stable, this is going to last a long time. It's traditional. It's like you want that, but you also want more, and you have the opportunity to start it here. It feels like for a lot of you, a really good relationship, or at least the beginnings of meeting somebody that fits that bill. Let's actually get clarifiers with the Gustav Klimt deck for you. And a sip of water. Sorry I'm being quiet. I'm just kind of letting them come out here and speak their piece. You guys are really ready to, I think, shift in a lot of ways that you've been rooted. And I would say trust your instincts this month here. Trust your instincts. They will lead you in the right direction. It may upend you for a second. But again, your first instinct, your gut instinct will be right in terms of a love situation, in terms of communicating something, especially in terms of how we feel going for it. If we're afraid of how we might come across, if we're afraid of, not being enough in some aspect, or really that basic level, it just feels, we're afraid to open up and be vulnerable in some aspect. And that's okay, because it may upend you for a second. It may take away that stability that, it may feel like the carpet gets ripped out from under you for a second, but immediately right after, there's a lot of confidence that she's got. She's built herself up to a level where she doesn't have to worry about her abundance, about her looks, about how confident she is in herself and what she brings to the table in any relationship. She actually doesn't need a relationship. She's single and happy. She can be ready to mingle, but she doesn't need that. And I think that despite how a situation goes, and it feels like it's going to go well, and you're going to be very happy that you reached out. You're going to feel good if you do go for it this month in terms of a love life situation, in terms of letting somebody in. It does seem to work out really well for you, if not really test your ability to move past some past traumas and things that made you feel that only negative stuff was possible. Let's see how it goes, though, in terms of approaching a love-like situation, because it feels good to me. It doesn't feel like it's got everything yet. We may not get the full truth of it this month, but it feels like an exciting start to something that can end up very, very well. But I think, again, you're going to have to feel this out. This is a situation where if you're in a weird relationship situation that's kind of, I mean, you're going to know what I'm talking about if you're catching on with this reading here. But if you're in a weird situation, it's been weird, it's been difficult, you don't really know where something's going. Judgment comes in here after that, and the Fool. And he kind of spun his way out, and I do feel that we're going to have to rid ourselves of our paranoia, our fears of abandonment, all that stuff that I talked about at the beginning of that Gemini full moon video. Go watch that, especially you, Capricorn. Like, you need to hear that, because the astrological stuff that's going on is very focused on you and your energy, and it's going to be very significant and hit you in a very specific way that I talked about. So definitely go check that out, especially the first 5 minutes. Your messages were very intense as well, but we're bringing out a lot of toxic stuff and we're letting it go, and in putting it in place, and replacing it is this really, I don't know where this is going, but I might as well just be on this ride here. Right now, we might not know the full truth, and sometimes the Justice card reverse doesn't feel like justice is on our side, like we're not getting what we came here asking for, what we feel we deserve. Yeah, and it definitely feels like the truth isn't fully there, but you're in a really good place to feel this out. I know the Devil card is represents a lot of negative qualities and stuff, but it also represents you. And with the Queen of Cups right next to it, and then the Chariot right, ending this, all underneath that Queen of Rods energy, you have your feelers out and they're on point. So trust yourself, and trust yourself to align the situation. You can see if you're going on, if we're working towards the same direction here. Are we on the same playing field? Do we have the same goals? Questions you might be asking and needing answers to, but I don't think you're going to get all the answers just yet. I think this is something that you're going to have to ride out a little bit. And only you can really, and again, you're going to have to trust your feelings on this, and only yours. So, I'm going to leave that there. That's interesting. Again, trust in your gut this month. But also be willing to change, be willing to release a lot of negative crap from the past here. There is a lot of, at the issues in our life that crop up and what we really have to do with them. And for you, it's hitting really hard, and I feel that I hit it pretty well in that Gemini full moon video. So again, I'm going to just say, check that out, because there's just so much focus on your energy and the planets in your sign, and there's a lot of change here for you. And it opens up really beautiful doors and exciting pathways that you really can't see the end to. And as an earth sign, that might feel stressful at first, but if you let go of your need to control the outcome of every situation, you could have yourself a really beautiful story. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. This feels really good now. It feels like, the end of a really difficult book. For some of you, it's letting go of an unrecruited love situation to open yourself up for a really transcendent and beautiful relationship. I saw unrecruited love, but it got lost back in the shuffle behind this card. So that's why I'm bringing that up. But playfulness is also here. To recapture romance, allow your heart and soul, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Can't read backwards. Have some fun. Enjoy this. That's very much that Fool energy riding into this Queen of Rods, Queen of Cups, feeling your way through, trusting your gut, trusting your instincts here. Past life relationship. Yeah, you have known each other before. For some of you, you're working through some lessons because you have known each other before, and there are lessons to be learned within this relationship right now. Things we've come back together to go over. So Capricorn, your messages are pretty big. I'm actually going to pull a Halloween oracle for you as well. I didn't really do that for any of the other signs, but I do feel for you with everything happening with your energy and your sign, I think you deserve one. Some advice and guidance for you for love and romance this month. All right, one card, please. All right, well, it's going to be like that. All right, Dawn. The light after the darkness. Yes, this is a good one. Should you receive the Dawn card, you are being reminded that there is always a fresh start and a new beginning to be had. Change is unstoppable, and even the most difficult times will pass, no matter how devastating they may seem. Hope is one of the most powerful motivating forces in the universe, and it's being indicated here. So have hope. There is a light after all this darkness. I know it's been dark. I know it's been difficult. You guys have been through it, but change is here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to book a private reading, again, all that info is below, and it's half off of any 20-minute or longer reading until the end of 2019. I'm wishing you guys all the best for this last month of the decade and going into 2020. Check out your monthlies, check out your love readings for your Venus sign, and have a wonderful and blessed rest of December. Namaste.